Rashid.
Yeah, he comes up and
You can,
uh
I don't know how that genre
let's
plays with the audience here. It's
oh, the audience is so diverse. I mean, and we're attract a bunch of new ones too. I'm trying to find music. What's a song like that? What's like a
they're all
song?
the problem is Indian classical music tends to be really long
Long,
sometimes.
yeah.
You cannot play all of it.
Ah, I got a 5 minute one. Here's a 5 minute
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Let's go. This is amazing. By the way, I have so much respect for the Indian culture. Like that, there's a separate podcast we should do just on that one day. I mean,
No, I'm just a listener, and I'm just bummed about this person passing away
rest in
because
peace. Oh my gosh.
so that's what I've been listening to on my drive to work this morning. So
Well, now, because of you, Murthy, all the viewers will get a chance to listen as well. So here we go. This is a song. Rest in peace, Rashid Khan.
संगीत की जानी मानी हस्ती उस्ताद राशिद खान साहब
So in India, Rashid is, I'm imagining like a legend, right? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of them, and he's one of the. There was another artist who passed away during the COVID time. No, earlier than that. Uh, it's an art form that's, I guess, coming back into
mm,
popularity, but it always had a very passionate following.
mhm.
It's just, it's the basis for a lot of Bollywood music, and you know Ravi Shankar, and the Beatles and all those influences also. But the basis for music uh, in Indian culture is this Indian classical music, and he happens to be, one of the top artists
Wow.
that we've had.
Well, if I may,
Um,
after this reaction, I have a Indian rapper from Canada that has elements
uh-huh.
of this kind of music. It's 3 minutes. I'll play it. I would
Sure,
love to
yeah,
get your reaction on that. Wow.
sure.
Okay,
By
that's
the way, this
amazing.
song he's singing is about a lover saying he's just remembering his love, or the woman is remembering,
The
her
love they
love.
had.
Yeah.
The love they
Amazing.
had. Okay.
And this instrument, what is this for the uninitiated?
That's actually like a drone. They use it to maintain their scale,
Hmm.
the singer, and
Okay.
of course, whatever the singer picks, all the supporting art is tuned to that. Indian classical music doesn't have a fixed pitch like in a piano key. It's all relative scales.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, now I'm excited. Let's go.
याद पिया की आए याद पिया की आए
Look at that.
बाली उमरिया सुन रे सजनिया बाली उमरिया आ बाली उमरिया बाली उमरिया
Who is that dude that keeps?
I don't know.
Okay, okay, man. This
There
guy,
must be
this
some
guy's
other
funeral.
celebrity.
His funeral must have been like lit. This guy's, or unless it's going on right now, or
I'm not sure. It's unfortunate. It's a you know he passed away at 55. I heard.
Yeah, he doesn't look that old. And he passed away today
Yeah.
or just
I
recently?
think let me see, on the weekend.
Okay.
wow.
So a few days ago.
In the last couple of days, I'm not sure exactly. India is like 12 hours ahead of us, 12 and a half hours in
Mhm.
time zones. But
Mhm.
yeah, what you picked is a great song. It's semi-classical in a sense. It probably has a much wider appeal in India. And I'm glad you picked this one as opposed to something really hardcore, which requires a lot longer. And of course, you can play however long you want.
We're professional reactioners, so like we kind of have a knack for this. Kind of have a knack for this.
सुन रे सजनिया जो बन बीत जाए हाय राम याद पिया की आए याद पिया की बैरी कोयलिया ओ बैरी कोयलिया कूक सुनावे मुझ बिरहन का जिया जनावे बिन रहा न जाए हाय राम याद पिया की आए
I like that flute coming in right there. Reminds me of like Dr. Dre, nothing but a G thing and flute. Man, and then the drum. Dun, 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 dun. This like builds and builds and builds, but his voice is the only constant. And like Jordan Peterson said it best about music, it's the perfect balance between chaos and order. You can't have too much chaos, and then you don't know what the hell you're listening to. But you can't have too much order because it's boring. You need to blend it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's I think he does that well.
yeah.
Even though I don't know what he's saying, but you could feel it.
Yeah, it's very. The lyrics were very prominent in that, and obviously it's kind of long to get into, and also the language is not my native tongue. I just happen to have conversational.
Because this is not Hindi, right?
This is Hindi.
Oh, this is Hindi.
This is
Okay.
very much Hindi. Yes.
That's the most
Yeah.
common language in India, right?
Yeah, it's the most widely spoken language in India.
Then there's Bengali,
and
number 2, right? Or
I think the number 2 is probably Telugu.
oh, okay.
And then Bengali. India has a lot of languages.
You
like
think English
14.
is like in India is English like spoken by more than the second language? Or is it third?
I'm not sure. But most people do understand English, and
Yeah.
to the point that some places, even though you this thing about India being a group of people that are all similar is not true at all.
Mm.
The languages in India are as different from each other as German is from Spanish
Wow.
or some Eastern European language.
How did they maintain cohesion as a country with
um, I I think it's a shared culture. They have this kind of similar, maybe religious or philosophical bent,
I see.
and it's interesting. It's
Because often the argument here in the US is like, if we don't maintain English as the main language, like the culture or I guess the unity disappears, right? But in India, somehow they're on the upward trajectory of development and
yeah.
prosperity, and they make it work with multiple languages. It's just, I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know how well that's it used to be true before,
Mm,
but I mean, I think that diversity is what makes it interesting, right? I mean,
mm.
if everybody spoke like I did and they wore the same clothes I did and they ate the same food I did and they listened to the same music I did, it could be a pretty boring place. And
Yeah,
I think the US does that really well.
yeah.
I mean, in our staff here, we have, an Indian guy, we have a guy from, a Mexican heritage and
I knew you're gonna have some Mexicans in Phoenix. Come on, for sure.
yeah, and it's that's I think what makes this country so interesting and
That's
so
dope.
much fun.
That's
So
dope.
dope. That's the word.
It's so
Yep.
cool. It's so cool. All right, this one, this is amazing. Thank you for putting us on, Rashid, and then we'll get into the AR Paisley to wrap it up.
Okay.
Look at the standing ovation.
आज की
I mean, this dude is moving people like he's got people.
Yeah, I saw some woman there. I think in tears.
At the end.
Yeah,
Must have reminded her of something. Yeah.
I saw that too. Chris, what do you think about this? I know it's like strays far from our traditional
Norm,
path, but I think
certainly.
this is perfect for why we do these kind of things.
Certainly. And Murthy, I appreciate the exposure to the music. It's a great song, great selection there. Now I can say I've listened to Indian classical music, so I'm
Well,
familiar.
thanks for listening. It's different.
That it is. That it is. It's not something I'm accustomed to, and like with anything new, generally speaking, you have to be exposed to it a few times before you
Right.
start to appreciate it. So I don't know if I really, and I mean no offense by this, appreciate it, but
That's fine.
I'm still glad I listened to it. I truly am glad.
Yeah.
I mean, now if I should hear the music again, I might actually start to enjoy it.
You might hear elements in another song. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
and it's not that I didn't enjoy any of the music; it was just very, very foreign to me.
yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is. And to some extent, it's the song you picked is pretty loaded in the words and the lyric, and kind of easy singing. He does, but I'm glad you picked that song because it's
Hey, like I said, we're professionals. Rest in peace, Rashid.